Welcome back to another episode of the League's 5 Adventure account. It's the final episode, actually. We're gonna be getting Dragon Cup today. Last time, I unlocked Echo Soul. Finally, I made it through the Colosseum and then unlocked Echo Soul. Found out Echo Soul is a heck of a lot easier than regular Soul because you don't have any of the negative choices you have to make in regular Coliseum. You just go fight them and can totally utilize all of your relics and stuff like that. So it was super easy to grind out. We got our Sunlight Spear, we got our upgraded best in slot for 100% best in slot Sunlight Braces, and you'll see my inventory. I also been grinding quite a bit. I got 151,000 Sunfire Splinters here, because if we go ahead and I think, do we just go ahead and use this on the do you want to? You will not be able to get your splinters back. I understand. We now have the Blessed Dishonest Quiver. That's going to be 400 league points for equipping that. It looks pretty dang cool too. I love those little golden arrows sticking out of the back of that. And then also on one of my last kills, killed 32 or 33, I finally got the Glaive of Ralos, so we can equip that for 200 points. Unfortunately, I don't think that really has many uses for us. It drains defense level, and since we have the range never misses defense doesn't matter for us, so it's not useful really for us at all in this league, and I don't think it's fast enough attack speed to ever be best in slot anywhere, so it's unfortunate. It is cool, we finally got that. 200 points is 200 points. I will take that. But now we are on the final precipice, because as you can see, we just crossed over. Not even 5,000 points left in this episode, and we will have our Dragon Cup. What are we going to first? Maybe a boss. I think I'm going to take a look at Vardorvis first. We can do some Vardorvis. I at least want to get the combat achievements, and then we'll hopefully be able to knock out, handful of tasks along the way. My food supplies are running low, and I definitely didn't need this much, but I figured, it's not taking that long. I'll just go to 25 million cooking XP, and there it is. Hey, 50 million strength XP, switch to attack real quick, and I'm at 43 already for that. I've just been doing this as my main AFK for a while, so been a long time coming for these ones. Oh, I missed it because I'm terrible. 50 million attack. Maybe you got to hear at least some of the little jingle there, but that's 200 points. Get me out of here. We're never trading melee again. You take a lot of damage this fight, but there's Vardorvis KC. Gotta love that Adior. And then does he respawn, or do you have to... Oh, he does just come right back. Well, 3 KC for a Chromium Ignite, and that was 200 points for 500 collection log slots. I'm not sure how many Vardorvis tasks I'm going to end up getting overall. I don't like this boss at all, not even a little bit. There's literally not even one thing I enjoy doing this. It's just too much, and I don't like it, and it's not fun. But there's 50 kills, that's 80 points. 150 is also only 80 points, but there's a lot of tasks for the rings, 200. The Soul Reaper axe is maybe even 400. I don't know. There's pizza of Virtuous. That one pizza that I think is 200. So we'll stay for a bit longer. Combat achievements, like I was saying, I think are kind of out because I have 2 left after getting that one for 50 kills. I have to kill the Awakened Vardorvis, which is also 200 points, so I can do just that. The Awakened's pretty crazy, though. Even trying to get it with, cheese it with Last Stand. That's just burned it in my brain, calling it Last Recall. But even trying to do that, it's just too much. I can't do enough DPS before I die, and then maybe I could do it if I get really, really lucky with Dragon Ruby Bolts procs, but I haven't been so far. So I'll keep trying it. Every time I get an Awakener orb, I try it, but it is kind of a waste of time because I don't have a good teleport, and the run back is, for leagues at least, is very, very long. So you might not be seeing too many more clips of this boss. 2 kills in, and I know in the league I think they let you keep these secondaries for this, and I can already see why people hate this boss because it's just terrible. Why should I have to do this for a boss? It's so awful. I wasn't even recording. I thought it would only be 80 points, but fletch 100 Dragon Javelins, 200 league points. With my regions, the only way to get those was from Desert Treasure 2 bosses, and Duke has been printing out quite a few of them for me. I had to go and you can only make javelin shafts with normal logs. I had to go chop down 2. I only had 5 in the bank. Well, I must have double-clicked start record, stop record or something, but that just got 50 Duke kills, and then I only need to kill the Awakened version, and then I'll get the combat achievements too, and that'll be 400 points in total, because it's 200 for Awakened, and then 200 for combat achievements. Hopefully it's not too terrible. I'm kind of just going to wing it. I haven't looked up any guides or anything for Awakened version. Okay, that was a little crazier than I was expecting, but still easy enough to just run around like crazy and eat up with Banker's Note. But yeah, that's 400 points. 200 for doing Awakened, and then 200 for doing all of the combat achievements. And then I didn't get anything perfect, so it literally just gives you the exact same rolls as normal. Well, all B, that is the last piece for the Soul Reaper axe, and it came at exactly 150 bosses total, because that was 99 Duke, and I've done 51 of Vardorvis. So, yeah, exactly 150, which I think maybe the wiki says is 1 and 144 for a piece, but I think that means like for a specific piece. They usually do that, so maybe it's 1 in 144 for like the whole axe, or at least from Duke. I know they all have different rates, so I feel pretty lucky. I'm gonna be honest. I mean, I haven't gotten a ring from either of the bosses or a piece of virtuous or vitreous, whatever it's called. So I won't complain. Definitely gonna at least keep going for 150 Duke, and then maybe I'll move on. Duke, I think, is better as far as rates go for us than Vardorvis is, just because of how fast you kill it. Although you have to include like prep time, so maybe it's not that much faster, but I think it's a good faster enough to warrant doing that. Do we just use them all together like that? Oh, 2,000 blood runes. All right, there we go. Wield that. 200 points for the Soul Reaper axe. 3k points to go. And that's gonna be 150 Duke kills. None of the other uniques we're looking for, so I think I'm gonna move on, at least for now. I just fired off a quick 75 more kills at a Moxliotl. Mainly kind of hoping I'd hit the 1 in 100 drop rate for the tooth half of the Varlamore key. I did not, though, it looks like. So that's unfortunate. That would have been 200 points if we got that, but 150 kills for him is only 80 points. Could have been more efficient, but I was really banking on getting those. I have like a million of those, the loop halves, because you get them from skilling, but the tooth halves are so hard to get. It's such rare drops from like this and Hue are the only things that drop it under 1 in 1,000 rate. It's insane. I gotta say, at least in Leagues, this boss has grown on me. You can see I kind of like looked up how to do this like corner method here. At least I don't need to do this method, it's more understanding how the axes work fully, so it's easier to dodge them. And it's actually kind of fun, you know, try and weave your way throughout the axes. There's still, every now and then, like the axes will overlap with like, it's the worst one where you have to move like super far and you have to deal with like the head popping up like it just did right there and disables your prayer, and it's like kind of hard to hear it. I am talking, granted, so that makes it a little harder to hear things, but like it can be too much, but when it works, it's like just enough that it feels good. Anyway, that's 80 points for 150 Vardorvis. Still didn't get any other of the 200 point uniques, so that's, you know, unfortunate. But I have like 25 Awakener's orbs, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and try Awakened Vardorvis. I think with that many attempts, I should be able to, at the very least, like brute forces, and I'm hoping that, you know, learning the axes will help me a bit with that, but we'll see. Oh my word. Bro, if you can do this in the main game, that is just like, that might be the most impressive thing of anything of the accomplishments you can pull off. I have no idea how you do that when you're not healing. Like, I also didn't realize the Sunlight Braces like double the healing you get, so I heal like 40, 48 from like eating sea turtles and stuff. And even with that, it still took me 10 tries, I think, to get that. So, oh, I can't. That is unbelievable that people can accomplish that in the main game. No, they healed. Or did I get it? Oh, I did do it, I think. Hang on, is it breaking? Okay, no, I only got, I was crazy, I forgot. Anyway, 5 fight caves for 200 points. I got Denying the Healers 1, which is if you go through the healers throughout the waves, you don't let them heal. I was trying to get Denying the Healers 2, where you don't let them heal Jad at the end there, but I unfortunately did not. I was gonna just try and wing it to see if I could just get it without trying. Clearly, I'm gonna have to try and do something else different. I don't know, try and tag the healers real quick or something. I think, you know, again, the high level plays just get lucky with their spawns and have them not spawn right there. But, you know, it is what it is. I think, are there still points for up to 10 fight caves? Just going for damage. That's got to be it. That is it. Boom! And that's 600 points total, because it was 400 points for getting the Fight Cave combat achievement, and then that got me to exactly 200 combat achievements, which is 200 points. Easy peasy. See, I just got 30 points for doing 75 Superior Slayer encounters. I also managed to get an Eternal Gem, thankfully, so we can make the Eternal Ring for some points. Unfortunately, I have to wear that for the task. Yeah, 200 points for that. Unfortunately, I was really hoping to get the Imbued Heart, get this 200 points for the heart, and then 400 points for making it into like the Saturated Heart, I think it's called, which we have more than enough Ancient Essence to do that. But I did not get it, and there is still points for 100 Slayer Superiors, but it's only 80 points for that, so like I might do that, but I'm gonna go ahead and knock off some of the guaranteed points that I have stored up right now. First and foremost being that I sold a bunch of stuff in Alked, and we got 43 mil, so let's go get some magic stones. This has got to be the most exciting task yet. Build a demonic throne. Bing, 400 points. Money really can buy everything. I was already pretty close, and I've been wanting to try out and seeing what reanimating heads was like in Leagues, and it's not as good as I thought it would be. It's like 50k per dragon head, 41k per abyssal head, but either way, 25 million per XP for 200 points. Get out of here, Count Check! I had been doing easy clues to try and get god pages, and I was like, well, I still need to get to 25 mediums. I already have a copy of this book in the bank, I guess. I need to get 25 more mediums for the last medium clue, which I did. And then the last one, on 24 out of 25, we got the Guthix page 4, and then just Ancient page 4 now too, which might also be a completed book. That's 2 completed books, and now my brain is like, well, maybe you should go for all for 400, but I can't. No, it took way too freaking long to get any of these ones. But if we go ahead and use all of these on that, it was only, what was that, only 30 points for the medium clue scrolls. But wielding this god book will be 200 points. Well, I was really kind of struggling to decide what to go for my last points. I mean, I've definitely got like guaranteed I could get to 25 mil rune crafting, maybe even more if I wanted to. But I am kind of like, I don't want to say fully winding down, but like I don't really even want to do that. I'm not gonna get carpal tunnel just for that. And also, in 2 hours, a new league is starting for Torchlight Infinite, which is one of my other favorite games. So I'm looking forward to playing that. And sitting at Rune Dragons and hoping for the Dragon Metal Lump is AFK. It's 1 in 1,000 for the Dragon Lump, which I think just drops as a Dragon Plate Body. So we get that. It's 200 points for that, and then if you wear Dragon Med Helm and Dragon Legs, it's 400 points for that. So there's a lot of points in that, and then also there's a chance, like 1 in 1,600, I think, for the Visage from these guys too. We could maybe get along the way, so that would be 200 points if we got that. So there's points to be had here for sure. Worst case, if I like just get the Visage and nothing else, then I'll maybe just like and get rune crafting or something. I've still got a couple weeks before the league ends, so I don't have to like finish tonight, but I wouldn't mind being done today if I could finish it. I literally just closed the recording software and I was like, oh, it's probably time to set in, get this on the second monitor on the side and, get something else going. And there's the Visage drop. 65 rune dragons killed in total. It's all 1,600 drop in league still for that from them. So I will absolutely take that, and I'm still gonna stay here because now if we get the dragon lump, then we're done. That's it. I think we only need 700 more points. Yeah, so I'll just sit around and see if we get that. Well, time to get some points to go ahead and make the Visage. We can craft that. I don't remember if you get the points for crafting or for equipping. Okay, it's for crafting a Dragonfire Shield. I'm glad I was recording. And then we also got the Dragon Plate Body. Equipping that is 200 points for doing that. Let's throw on the Dragonfire Shield too. Get all this. Oh, equipping a Dragonfire Shield is 200 points as well. I didn't realize that. So it was 400 points for the Visage in total. But anyway, we do that and then throw on Dragon Plate Legs, Dragon Med Helm, 400 points for that, and that is Dragon rank achieved in the Raging Echoes League. Feels good, man. And oh, I don't have my Echo boots on. Oh, I have Fashionscape on still, I think, because those are not insulated boots. Yeah, I definitely have Fashionscape on still from when I was making thumbnails. But anyway, that's it. That's the league done. That is Dragon rank, the highest rank you can get. I did it. I'm very, very happy. How many kills? I think it was 900 something. I got it, yeah, 920 rune dragons in total. I got it a couple nights ago when I was just kind of AFKing, you know, so I got really worried. I was looking through the log and saw that I had gotten one. I thought I had missed it, but it was actually still on the ground. I just hadn't seen it, so I was very, very lucky to catch that. Obviously, you see, I got another Visage, and then a whole bunch of dragon limbs along the way, but we were able to eventually get the dragon plate body, and yeah, that's gonna be it. I guess maybe we'll go through and take a look at like the bank and stuff to see where we're at, but that's the league. That's gonna be it. That's where I'm gonna wrap up. Looking through the bank here, we're just over $1 billion of total value. I'm trying to think anything like insane we got. I don't think we really did. I mean, we got a Soul Reaper axe. That wasn't crazy rare. I think honestly most of the rare stuff we got was like this dragon plate body and stuff. And now the Wyvern Visage, I'm very happy we got that. I just think the Ancient Wyvern Shield looks so freaking cool. I like it a lot. And then got a bunch of skilling supplies in here. We definitely could have gotten a lot of like, you know, multi-X mill skills and things like that. But, you know, we didn't. I'm not going to complain too much. Mostly just did cooking in the easy ones. Clues were okay. I did not take the second, obviously I have the Clue Compass. I did not take the Clue Arbiter Relic, and I think if you want the Clue points, I think I should have taken that one. But if we go ahead and search for Clue here, I mean, the only thing we have for big points is Master and Unique 25 collection log slots for 200 points, and then 75 Masters would be another 200. But honestly, even with the Clue Relic, 75 Masters like might have taken a little bit of time. You know, you don't exactly like, you know, swim in Master Clues. So I don't regret taking that one that much. Isn't there? Yeah, there's like a summary page right here. Although I think the account age and stuff isn't accurate. Did we really get over $1 billion XP? We did 1 billion XP just over in total on the account, 220,000 or million almost coming from Equilibrium. I kind of just want to do like a review of the league right now if you didn't realize that. So if not, if you want to sign off, thank you so much for watching. I really, really appreciate it. This league series was really fun. I enjoyed getting, you know, kind of back into the swing and making videos. Hopefully it'll make it, you know, smoother for a transition for me to get back up running with the UIM, which I am planning on doing. And hopefully only a couple weeks after this video goes out, we'll be back on the UIM grind. But again, I enjoy the league so much. I hope you guys did too, whether you was playing it or watching it. You know, I think it was a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to more. For as far as going into like a kind of review for anyone that's like interested in that stuff, I think I said earlier that this was my favorite league, and I don't know if that would stand. I still feel like maybe the very first Trailblazer, and honestly maybe even Twisted League, just for the novelty of it. I think maybe overall I had some enjoyment. This definitely felt like the most polished, but I still think there's room for improvement. I think the relic selection, like the relics in general, like they could have been a better spread of relics. Like it just, there's so many of these, like the first 3 tiers where it's so, I don't want to say important, but very like, I don't want to say like divisive maybe. And then like, but they're all very related, you know, production skills. These are all like, you know, skilling ones, and then teleports. And then it just kind of got less and less related. And I wish more of the skills, obviously then, you know, especially the combat at the very end was one. But I wish the skills were a bit, or the relics were a bit more related in their choices, where it's rather than just like, hey, you get this or you don't get this. It's more of like, oh, this one will let you approach a similar, you know, idea, a similar skill set or a similar, you know, challenge, just in a different way, but they're all to the goal of trying to accomplish a general thing in the same way. Again, obviously I don't have any examples. I'm not, you know, on the spot and smart enough to come up with like different things, but it just felt like, I don't know, it got to the point where like here I feel like I was just choosing, okay, I can make a plan and change my plans based on these first couple 3, but they still generally kind of go to the same end goal. Whereas like the later ones just completely changed. Like I wish I could just have like Total Recall and Beggars, and I think are the biggest one. Where I wish I could play with both of these, and I just can't, and I'm just like annoyed with that. Whereas everything else, I don't wish Like, I don't be like, oh man, it would have been so much fun to have Lumberjack. I was like, no, Lumberjack or Animal Wrangler would have been nice, but then mining and smithing would have been annoying if I didn't have Power Miner. So, like, there's trade-offs for that. I guess maybe Equilibrium is the big one, and Golden God. I think for the novelty, I'd probably take Golden God next time, just because even though I had fun, I played for like a month and a half, like playing every single day. Obviously, I have a job, I'm not like playing this as my full-time job or anything, but that was still longer than I'd like to play for a seasonal game mode. Granted, it is only once a year rather than once every couple months, like things like Path of Exile do for their seasons. So, like, I'm not bummed out. I was having fun, obviously, but I do feel like it took longer. I probably could have had a better plan, granted, and picked better areas. But I think I will try to, like, I don't want to say rush, but try and finish sooner in the future. And have a bit better of a plan set up as far as like end game and stuff, but also like I don't know, it is just kind of fun going around and doing tasks. And it didn't feel like I was fighting for tasks until like the last 6,000 points is the point where like okay, I got kind of have to find things to do. Like most my general like brief plan I had laid out before League started kind of panned out to get me 90% of the way there, I'd say. So I don't think it's too long. I don't think the point thresholds are too much. I do think the tasks themselves, I feel like maybe the point rebalancing could use a little bit of work, like maybe 80-point tasks or 100 points instead. Or they need to be a little bit better about like, the level of difficulty for certain tasks versus how much they reward. Because things like Huey kills being the same amount of points, like 150 Huey, it's the same as 75 Elite Clue Scrolls. Like, granted, I guess like some people will get these faster or not, but like it just feels like there's discrepancies there, And I think maybe either a new tier of points, or maybe just like making it 80, like to 10 points in a 20-point task, to 30 points in a 50-point task, something like that. And me just saying, I don't know, it gets to a point, even early game, like you get a lot of tasks quickly. But like it gets to a point where it's like 30 points is like nothing, even like 200 points don't get you that far in the grand scheme of things. You have to get like a lot of those 200-point ones done. So I don't know. I'm kind of just rambling at this point, but I wanted to look at, kind of go through each skill and see how much Equilibrium got me, as in like, was it worth it to get Equilibrium? So going for 50 mil combats, we got like not quite 20% worth, a little under, like 15-ish percent, maybe around there. I can't do math super well in my head. Actually, maybe it's more like 12%. So it saved like 12% of time, but granted, these were already pretty quick. What are some other like annoying ones that we got? I know mining was a very easy, like over half of our XP for 50 mil mining was from Equilibrium. Hit like random things like hit points getting in there. Herblore was a nice couple extra million. It definitely saved me a bit of time, although Herblore is kind of, I almost was at a point near the end where I was just gonna with Equilibrium I was gonna start throwing like seeds into the mixology minigame, just turning them into like the paste, because it gives you like 200 300 points per XP per herb. So I don't think Herblore would be that terrible. Thieving was nice, but also Thieving was free with our relic choices. That kind of, you can't look at that. 2 million crafting, piecemeal here and there. Slayer was pretty huge with that was a very, very good bonus. But again, as you can see, we went almost 25 mil over the points threshold for 50 mil, so wasn't super necessary. I feel like what I'm saying is, while I don't regret taking Equilibrium, like it definitely helped in some places, and I was already complaining about the league being a little too long for me, taking too much time. Like I definitely don't think it was necessary. I don't know if maxing is necessary. I think I might not, like, for the last 2 leagues, maxing has kind of just been like a given for me. Like, oh, of course you have to max, but it's really only like you get 200 points for every skill, and then it's only like I think 400 points for maxing, maybe even it's only 200. So it's not like essential by any means, and like you already have tons of good teleports. So even like the teleports from the max cape aren't really that crazy or anything. It's probably something I don't need to do next time. I think I mentioned a couple episodes ago, if the special attack one is an option again next league, then I think I'm gonna base my plan around that and try and have some fun with that, and hopefully maybe have Banker's Note and Last Recall. But again, if we're not going for maxing, then Banker's Note becomes a lot less desirable to me. There's a very small portion of like the mid-game where Banker's Note is actually kind of useful in between like not really needing food for the early game and then having enough food or knowing the content well enough to not need food by the end game and stuff like that. So it's not terribly like, you know, necessary. It's a very small period of time where it's actually useful. I guess I didn't really look at the... Oh, I've had a combat mastery I could have assigned for a while. Melee attacks have just been a little faster. I haven't done any meleeing in a long time. Might as well do that, you know. Look, here's an unlock for you if you stay till the very end. I don't really know how much I like this mastery system. I kind of lean towards not liking it. Like, it felt like a whole lot of nothing at the end of the day, you know. And like I know there's a lot of stuff, but all I feel like that ended up changing from the League for the normal game is healing with range attacks never missing, and I guess attacking faster, but like attacking faster is a given with any style in the League now, I feel like. So I don't know how you rework this or change it, but I feel like this, just copy pasting this, shouldn't be the system for the next League. I would enjoy if something else different, you know, came into the game. I think honestly maybe it should be tiers, and like every single style increases attack speed should be like the passive for the tiers, and then like the forcing whichever style you want to choose where like the more interesting ideas could come from. Because I also like at the very end, I don't think it should be like identical. Like I don't think it just be like, you know, attacks always heal you for like attacks always, you know, max hit, or attacks always never miss, or something like that. Like I do think there should be some differences between them, but like attack speed should be normalized. I think you shouldn't have to like get attack speed for melee and then for range and stuff like that too. It just, I don't like it. It feels like the idea of this was to encourage you to experiment with more than one style, and I didn't end up doing that. I didn't ever feel like there was a point to doing that. And again, maybe if I had a better plan, different content, you know, going like 5-5 rather than like 6-3 would have been better. But it just, you know, it didn't call to me, and I didn't super love it. I never tried Inferno either. I probably could have, but I think one thing, and I'm going to talk more about this in my first UIM video, or maybe like a little bit into when I get back to the UIM. One thing this made the League made me realize is that I really dislike the design philosophy between a lot of like the more endgame content. Like, not even endgame, but like fight caves, Coliseum, raids were a big one, where it's like there's a lot of like PVM in this game that feels like it's designed to kind of just like waste your time. Like it's so much like busy work to actually get to the hard part where the actual good rewards are, and then if you mess up once, you have to do all the busy work again. And I just like, part of it is definitely like kind of just like, I've never really loved combat and RuneScape of like moving and prayer flicking and stuff like that. Like it's never really been that interesting to me. It's very nostalgic and very classic, I would say, but it's not like fun or super engaging at the end of the day. It's just, it's a grind, and I like the grind in general for most things, but I definitely am been feeling the lean towards more PVMing or like AFK. Like the actual like really in-depth full focus combat is not super engaging to me, and I really like, time is very important to me. I know it's important to everybody, but like I'm very conscious of it mentally in my head anytime I'm doing anything, even if it's things I enjoy. Like you know, I wish I had more time to, you know, play games or do things I want in general in life. So like when I'm playing a game that I like and then it's kind of like wasting my time, I really just don't like that. So it's nice because it's been eye-opening for me to be like, oh, I'm just like I'm never gonna want to do raids in the UIM. I'm never gonna try and do Inferno on the UIM. I'm probably never even gonna try and, you know, go far in Coliseum, although I would like to get the prayer armor on the UIM because I think it looks pretty cool and it is very useful. But I don't know. So all that to say is like I never had any desire at all to try the Inferno, because it's like I probably could do it. It'd be kind of easy. I could definitely do it if you just like, you know, be patient and wait with Last Stand if you die. But it's just like, it's a waste of time. I didn't want to spend, you know, 2 hours getting through this, logging through the Inferno to get what, 400 points it would have been in total for an Inferno cape, I think. I just don't care, and I don't think I would have enjoyed any second of it. So I was like, why would I do that? But that's getting too negative. Let's get back to the positives. What other relics did I take? Am I happy with most of my things? Slayer Master, I think I'm mostly happy with. I didn't realize how few, we didn't even get the most. There's still points for 100 Slayer encounters, but it's like 80 points. There's not a lot of points in there. I do think it helped for a couple things for drop rate, but not any of like the big things for points. Now granted, it would have been up against Production Master, which Production Master would have made maxing a little easier, although it's anti-synergy with Equilibrium, so I think this is a very boring tier. I guess maybe Treasure Arbiter, we could have gotten a couple more points with clues, but again, I would have felt bad for taking Clue Compass and then Treasure Arbiter. So I definitely think this 4, 5, and 7 tier, there's room for improvement for combats. And honestly, I think even Guardian, I wish would just be maybe, honestly, I think Guardian could be a passive and I wouldn't really complain that much. And then maybe have some third new interesting combat choice, or maybe it's just 2 choices. I don't know. Or maybe, God forbid, we all just get these so we can all have fun. Although Last Stand is probably a little too overpowered for all content. But anyway, like there's a lot of content in the game anyway. So if people are gonna be able to, like, you know, just cheese it easily if they want to and like take their time on that, then I think they should be able to do that. And here I am, back in the regular game. Little sneak preview of the UIM for those of you that stuck all the way to the end of my random ramble thoughts and stuff, which I honestly, editing it back through now, it was a little less rambly than it sounded when I was like ranting that off at like probably like 4 in the morning or whatever it was when I was recording that clip. But Leagues was very, very fun overall. I think I got a little negative near the end there. I did enjoy it. It is always very fun. As someone who, you know, like I said, is always conscious of my time. I wish it didn't take so long, but that's less of I think it was too long and wasn't fun, and more of like a, man, my backlog on other games I want to play is just getting longer, and then everything just keep coming that pull me away from that, and it just, you know, just wish there were more hours in the day and less of them were spent at work. But, you know, hey, we all wish that, don't we? Anyway, if you made it this far, you get a second thank you for making it all the way to the end of my random ramble thoughts. I really do appreciate it. It's really, I feel like I'm in a weird spot. I don't want to ramble too much more. I'll definitely talk about this in the UIM. We're going to have to address it. I like literally just today, it's the 16th of January, I just woke up and saw all the stuff that Jagex is doing about like the surveying for membership prices and changes, and that's like, I've got some really like thoughts on the game and the future and my future with the game and stuff like that. Honestly, I'm kind of conflicted, but this game video is too long. I don't want to get into that. All we can do is hope for the best with things like that. Anyway, you can get negative again. I want to be positive. The leagues are so much fun. It really, really was up there for one of the better ones. I look forward to this every single year. It's really great. I'm glad that they're trying new things rather than just rerunning old ones every day or every time. I do wish they'd still try and do a bit more, but like if we get like an Raging Echoes 2 where we have like the same Echo bosses and then even more for regions, I think that would be a pretty good tool, and I would look forward to that. Anyway, that's it. The video's over. Thank you so much for watching. I love you so much. That was terrible. I'm gonna cut that.